Bro, every time I see an argument between two people on Twitter, there eventually reaches a point where they say something along the lines of either A, go outside, or B, read a book. Both of those things are phenomenal advice, by the way. I would never, like that is good advice. You should do those things. Going outside is cool, but like it usually is at that point where they've kind of said like they've kind of reached the point where they're no longer talking about the question. Like they start talking about healthcare, and now they're at the point where they're like posting each other's profile pictures. They're like, "You're too ugly to have opinions on healthcare." And dude, the other day, oh my god, I saw somebody who was literally a Chad, but he had glasses on, and glasses are only for dorks. But this guy with an anime profile picture posted the other guy, and I think maybe he thought like, oh, he's wearing glasses, everyone will know he's a dork. But the dude was like an actual Chad, like just hardened jawline, jacked, tan, literally looked like he could be in movies. And this other guy's like, I'll post his profile picture, that'll get him. Not quite, but it is what it is. So they get to that point, and they eventually reach the go outside or blah blah blah. Read a book. Now, going outside, phenomenal advice. I'd recommend it. I've talked about this many times. Whenever I have a lot of work to do and I'm stuck inside for like a week, by the end of the week, I'm feeling miserable and depressed. I'm arguing with people on Twitter. Whereas if I've been going out for my daily runs in the sun and I've been spending time with friends and family, by the end of that week, when I see somebody that I think is stupid on Twitter, I go, that guy's stupid. And then I close the app and I move on with my life, Way better to be the second guy. I have a hard time believing people that are arguing for hours and hours a day on Twitter are touching grass at all. So I'm a little confused. There's like some hypocrisy going on, but here's what really gets to me. The book recommendations, okay? Because your boy's a dork. I love books, all right? And, I have a Kindle now because we were accumulating so many books and I didn't want to become a hoarder. And don't give me that whole, you own nothing and you'll be happy, brother, because I don't really care about owning physical copies of my books. I just want to read books, okay? And it's fine if you want your physical copies of things. If you want your physical copy of Kingdom Hearts 2 for the PlayStation 2, then so be it, man. I just, there's certain things I care more about. I'll emulate Kingdom Hearts 2. But it doesn't matter. The point is, whenever I see this brought up, I'll ask, recommend a book. Recommend one. What would you recommend he read? What have you read recently? What's your favorite book? And 99.999% of the time I get, dictionary. Cat in your hat. And it's one thing if you're arguing with the other guy and you're telling him to read the dictionary because you think he's an idiot or something, although a dictionary is not going to help an idiot understand healthcare. But, it is what it is. He can look up the definition of healthcare, I guess, if that's in there. But whenever I see something like that, I know right then and there that person does not read books. And the thing is I'm not even gonna judge you if you recommend fiction books. If you say read a book, any book, and I say recommend one, and you say Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, I'll be like, that's a book. Fair enough. That's a book that people actually read. You know what I mean? Because I know there are people like, well, the dictionary is a book. No one reads the dictionary. Nobody even uses the dictionary anymore. The physical copy of the dictionary, no one uses that. They just look up things online. And when the dictionary did exist, they would use it to look up one word. They didn't read the dictionary from front to back. You're insane if you did that. But anyways, it's not hard. And the Name 10 Books kid had a valid point. See, the thing is with the Name 10 Books kid, it's easy to see how somebody in an interview could potentially like panic in the moment and not really think, because we've seen these street interviews where people get asked like, name a woman, and they panic and they can't name a woman, even if they're a woman. They can just name themselves. Me, Rebecca. But if you're in an argument with somebody online, not only could you just easily look over to your bookshelf or something and be like, book, or maybe you have a Kindle. So I'll notice that like I'll buy books for the Kindle and I'll be reading them and I'll forget what the exact title. Like I know I'm reading a book on rationality right now, but I can't remember the whole title of the book. I'll just be like, oh, it's a book about rationality. I'm about halfway through it. But every time I open, it shows like the cover for a few seconds, but I never look at it. That's the one thing about physical versus the Kindle is when I have a physical book, I look at the title, before opening it. But with the Kindle, I'm just like, it's a book about rationality. Look it up. I'm sure if you look up rationality on Amazon, you'll find it. But even then, right? Even if you're online, you don't even have to read books. You can hop over to Google and just top 10 fantasy books, top 10 nonfiction books, and then you can just copy and paste that list. So it's like, I don't know what's going on with these people's brains, but you can just lie, you You don't have to recommend the dictionary. You can just get better at lying. And also, some of these people recommend websites. If the guy said read a book, any book, you can't recommend MSN. Who is even using MSN anymore? Is anyone using MSN to check the news besides your grandparents? What do you mean, MSN.com? That doesn't count. You probably didn't even read the whole article on MSN. I know how y'all do. God, I hate fake dorks, dude. Be a legit one.